Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Max with BuzzTox here. I just watched episode 3. It's Fragments. I'm here with Trevor.
Hi, welcome.
This was an amazing episode.
Yes, it was an amazing episode.
How long are we gonna talk like Bran?
I don't know.
We've just seen too much.
What's going on with Bran?
I'm stressed.
Yeah, me too. Do you think it's just because he's tired?
What the fuck happened to Bran?
I don't know.
I don't know if I like him anymore. He's like a punk teenager. Hey Sansa, I saw what you were wearing.
He needed a good leather glove slapping.
It was a good snow like this one. You looked beautiful. Remember that night in detail? Crazy!
Yeah, like, that's his sister. He could go, yo, I learned some dope shit on the road. Let me show you. Oh my god, I
went on a journey with the Blood Raven!
Yeah, like something.
Yeah, except like with Jon came up. I have to see him.
Yeah.
Crazy. So I wonder like if Bran is gonna get normal or this is the way he is. I just wish if he was gonna stay like this, I wish we progressively saw him get like that.
Yeah.
And not just drop the bomb on us, because he was pretty normal in episode 10 of season 6 when he was talking to Benjen.
Albeit a little worse for wear because they're on the run the whole time. But
yeah.
He was panicked and normal. Yeah. So, that was weird.
But all of a sudden now he's fucked. Sansa's trying to get a moment with him and he's like, just wow.
Yeah, that was wild.
He's crazy.
That was wild.
I'm fine with the idea of him being weird.
Yeah.
But I just wish they progressed it.
Bury me in the ground, Sansa. I need to touch the roots.
I can't rule Winterfell. I have to be here. It was so crazy.
Yeah, it was weird. It was really weird, but I'm sure we'll get an explanation.
Well, I think Sansa and Bran are definitely going to have a conversation, especially now that I believe that Arya is going to be showing up next episode.
Yeah. Let's
but speaking of Winterfell, we got a look at Sansa. She was like ruling Winterfell. I say like a boss.
Yeah.
It was a nice shot. She was like
shot calling, man.
Yeah, man. She's like, why don't we put leather on those armors? And like they did that, so they stay warm. Smart as fuck.
Yeah.
And then they did it like what else? Like she called a lot of other stuff too. She didn't take any Littlefinger's bullshit.
She's talking about bushels of wheat, I'm assuming. So gearing up for the winter and siege. Like they don't want to be caught with their pants down without any food in their castle, if that comes to that.
Yeah. So she's really taking on that role. She's doing a really good job.
Yeah. Even Baelish is saying, dope.
It's crazy. And oh, by the way, did we get the scene of Sansa walking away from the weirwood tree? Kind of looking emotional? I forgot. We saw that?
That was because of fucking Bran's weirdness. It was so bizarre.
She lost him.
Bran's one of my favorite characters, so I'm like
you're kind of upset right now?
Literally sweating and figuratively sweating. So
you're legitimately upset because your favorite character is really fucked up now?
Yeah, something's wrong with Bell. I get it. He's like a grand wizard, but it's like
he's seen everything.
He went off the deep end.
It's almost like he's gotten to the point now where real life isn't even living anymore. Like I can see why he wasn't a certain way.
Wait a second. We saw him coming in through the gate.
Yeah. And
he seemed pretty cool with
No, he wasn't. He was pretty monotone too.
Not like that though.
He's like, I've seen you, Dolores said.
Yeah, but there's no okay, but the difference is there's no emotional connection there. This is his sister.
I know.
It's weird.
The way I see it is that like he's talking about fragments and shit. He's seeing all this stuff. I think the bottom line is that he literally sees everything all the time. So it's like he sees Sansa, but he's just saw her. You know what I mean? Like he can't quantify what's real anymore because he's surrounded by all of this knowledge.
I'm hoping he's in just
knowledge.
I'm hoping he's just in process mode.
I think he's done. Like I think that's Bran.
He's scattered.
He's a corpse that lives in the skies.
The three-eyed raven seemed like a pretty normal dude.
He was right, man. You will fly. This kid's been flying ever since he arrived at Winterfell.
He's a kite.
I see you, Sansa. It's so weird.
That was creepy.
Oh my god. But let's go to the moment that counts. Dragonstone. We finally got to see Jon and Daenerys kind of get together.
Yeah, great scene.
What did you think? I liked the conflict.
Kind of played out exactly how I thought in my head. It would be tit for tat. One wouldn't want to bend the knee, but he would always come up with an excuse why he doesn't want to. And she would see it his way, but at the same time be annoyed that he's not doing what she said. Mm-hmm. That was the predictable part.
I love the back and forth.
Yeah,
you see they're getting a lot of comparisons on how similar they are. Like Tyrion's discussion with Jon. They're like comparing them already. Like the two characters have already done things that are very similar.
and they don't want to follow in their predecessors' footsteps because of their fate.
Yeah.
It's like one is he died because he was an awful leader, and his dad died because he was a great leader but weak when it came to people's like feelings.
Yeah.
Right? He always wanted to be the hero when there's a mix of both is what makes her.
And that was an interesting like shade with Tyrion. He's like, you know, sons aren't like their fathers or whatever.
Yeah.
I just found that interesting because it's like, well, Jon's not like his father, but he's like his uncle, kind of like a nod.
Yeah.
But yeah, the interactions between Jon and Tyrion I thought were awesome.
Amazing.
Varys and Melisandre. That scene was more like, what the fuck? Like, that kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, that was something. That was a tasty little treat.
Like, she said she wants to go back to Volantis, and he's like, don't come back.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, we have to, because we're both going to die here. Drops the mic.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. And he's like freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
Like what you said while we were watching it, he's picturing his bits falling in the fire.
Yeah,
he probably heard it.
The dick fire magic.
From the dick magic.
Yeah. He's still shook. He probably had a cold shiver down there as soon as she started saying that shit.
Yeah, so that's so interesting because as soon as she said that she's leaving here, she doesn't want to stay and she's going to Volantis and that she has to return, I was like really curious as to where Melisandre's going to go because we know that eventually she has to line up with Arya again. So it's just a lot of pieces on the board, and it's interesting to me that she's leaving and not staying with Daenerys.
Yeah.
Because she refuses to whisper in people's ears anymore. She doesn't want to screw them over.
Yeah.
So she's just kind of a watcher.
Well, it seems like she's going for like a pilgrimage to Volantis again to get right with her religion, I guess, because she feels like she's a loser, but at the same time she's gotten a taste for the power of her religion.
Yeah, maybe touch base with everyone. Be like, hey, like, stuff's gotten pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the deals that went on. So Jon finally has permission to mine Dragonstone. I love like the reasoning. Like Tyrion's like it's valueless. Like it's worth nothing. Just let him do it and make him feel better.
It's collecting seashells on their beach. Go ahead. Like that's what she thinks of it. Like it's nothing to her.
Yeah. So this I want to hear your perspective on what does this mean for Jon? Like he's standing there not knowing what to do because how do you convince all of Westeros that a threat exists when Daenerys won't believe him and nobody will believe him and he doesn't want to do anything? Like what is the solution to that?
There isn't. Like that's his fate. No one will believe him until it's too late, and he won't have time to say like I told you so because it's not him, and he will never be able to convey that message, but he will be able to lead in the situation that happens at the moment that happens in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's always gonna be just enough for him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So with them, I'm really excited to get more scenes with Jon and Daenerys because, like, this is what I said earlier. I said that it's literally an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Yeah.
Like, Jon will not kneel. He refuses. He's king in the north. If she wants to rule the Seven Kingdoms, Jon can't be the king.
Yeah.
That's just as simple as that. And she won't budge and he won't budge. But these characters are so similar. Mm-hmm. But they just have different goals. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens because they're so similar and like I feel like their relationship can build, but they're like they're at odds with each other.
Yeah, she's like annoyed with him, but at the same time respects his position.
Yeah, and like you can tell that they peppered it in through the episode that Daenerys is kind of fascinated with him.
Yeah, like
she talks to Tyrion like, what was that bit about the heart and the people or whatever? Like she's like sizing him up. So I thought that was interesting. But we also got a quick look at the Citadel. Jorah is actually cured of grayscale.
Yeah.
Which it's fine. I remember I was one of the people who were like, this is bullshit. If Jorah gets grayscale, he should die with grayscale or die fighting.
Yeah.
But they used it as a way to explain that dragon glass has healing properties.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that.
No, we only have so many episodes. And if Jorah was going to live, I'm glad that we've seen him, and how it happened was perfect.
Yeah, and they explained Shireen possibly because she was on Dragonstone, she was cured. Also, it kind of sizes it up as a weapon. Like, dragon glass is
mega.
It's a whole thing. Like, it can cure, it has medicinal purposes, whereas it brought the Night King to life with the children through magic. So there's like a lot of different It could be used as weaponry. It could be grinded up and used as, like, I don't even know.
Well, it was interesting. So I've never heard them, or maybe didn't tune into it before, but I never heard them call it obsidian until this episode, where Tyrion actually says, like, the 3 different things that they call it, right? Mm-hmm. And it dawned on me because it's literally fire that has become glass, which is, like, frozen. So it's really interesting imagery there. Like, it is fire and ice. It is fire that has hardened into glass.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting that he called it obsidian, because in my mind it was this fictitious mineral, which it is in a sense, but really it is just obsidian.
Right.
So it's magical properties in this world.
That is
significance.
That is interesting. And speaking of dragons, we got like a taste of them.
Yeah.
One almost took out Jon. Maybe
low
I was.
Pass.
What's that?
Low pass.
Yeah, I had very low pass. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but what are the odds Jon walks down to talk to Daenerys when there's Viserion and Rhaegal? She's like, I named it after my 2 brothers. You've lost 2 brothers. That's like the introduction to Rhaegal. I hope they build that relationship. Do you think that's going to happen?
I don't know. I feel like you're holding out for it to happen.
I want it to happen because he's a freaking Targaryen. Like, I feel like it would be awesome if, as soon as Daenerys is about to do something to Jon or whatever, he builds that bond with Rhaegal or something. I just want to hint at it for the next season.
Do you think that his blood is the saving factor, or is it a saving factor in the way that, oh shit, he's a Targaryen, and it will get him out of a situation?
I feel like it'll just his ability.
So obviously it's going to be addressed, but do you think it's going to be in this grandiose way, or do you think it's going to be like, oh shit?
I think it's going to be like,
changes everything.
I think they're going to notice that he can fly a dragon before they realize he's a Targaryen. They're going to be like, what the fuck? Why is this bastard? Why can he fly a dragon? Like, it's going to be weird, you know?
Yeah.
And the pieces are going to kind of come together. I think that would be really cool. But the dragons are going to get even crazier next episode. I don't know if Daenerys is going to take all 3 of them or maybe just one of them. Mm-hmm. But they're obviously losing this war.
Yeah. I've been saying it. I've been fucking saying it. Cersei is systematically destroying every single one of these plans.
Yeah, maybe that's Tyrion's mistake, is like he thinks he knows. He judges his sister as stupid. Like, he's like, oh,
well, again, we're giving it to Cersei, but Jaime's like a serious warfighter.
Yeah.
And he's the son of one of the greatest military leaders of all time.
Yeah, and he was talking with Lady Olenna about all the mistakes that he made, too. Mm-hmm. When he walked in and said that Robb Stark taught him a lot, because, you know, they actually, in hindsight, they don't need Casterly Rock.
Yeah.
Whereas Tyrion was blinded, thinking that Cersei would want to defend their homeland.
Yeah, and Jaime probably fucking knew about his little whorehouse in the basement. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would be something he would share with them, because they were close. So Tyrion is showing like a blind side there, because he's only thinking, well, to me, it seems like he's only thinking that Cersei is calling the shots, when he's forgetting Jaime is there too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So it's interesting because she has 3 dragons, and she's kind of losing this war. Like, she's getting beaten at every turn. They take over Casterly Rock, and here comes Euron's fleet. And then we go to King's Landing, and we see Euron with Yara, Ilaria, and Tyene.
Yeah. What
shocked me the most, first of all, is that Euron took Yara Greyjoy.
Yeah, there was no addressing that.
I thought she would stay with Cersei. Guess not. So I don't honestly have I don't know what's gonna happen to Yara. I don't know what he's gonna do to her. I don't know if they're gonna try and use Yara and him to kind of push Euron's character in a negative way, kind of like Ramsay, make us hate him even more.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I found that interesting how she walked away.
Well, they showed Pike, right, in the intro.
They showed I don't know what that was about either.
So it seems like he's going back to Pike. I don't know if we'll see that in the next episode.
I just can't believe they showed that because it wasn't in the episode.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was very weird.
But it was like this mini victory for the king of the Iron Islands, or queen. Yeah. Right? Because he's taking it back, so maybe he's taking her back in order to, like, show his power now.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Like, it has to be official somehow, even though it's not about...
And he's going to kill her.
Yeah.
To show that he's won.
But I think it will be... Do you think she'll die?
Yeah.
Just like that from his hand?
I think she's
Theon
done.
Coming in to save her?
Doubt it. I think she's done. It would make sense if she's done. I don't know. That's just what.
To me, I'm reading into something. I really don't care about those people. Both those characters to be dead for me. One more than another. Mm-hmm. But like, Yeah, she's not getting out of this.
Well then, oh my god, Cersei definitely got the upper hand. I loved seeing her like torture Ilaria and Tyene.
Yeah, she gets right into it.
I thought it was awesome. I thought she handled it like great. Like her acting was legit amazing. Like she got like kind of emotional when she mentioned Marcella, but she was good. And then she was thinking about ways to kill her. And then she kissed her daughter, and now she has to sit. Like I honestly didn't even think of a worse way. I couldn't have thought of a better way.
I thought she was getting handed to the mountain. I was
I thought
brutalized
I thought
like
it was
that nun.
Yeah, that too. I thought it was the perfect way to handle it. Kiss her, now watch your daughter die slowly in front of you. It's the worst torture ever, and I thought it was done well.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we end the episode kind of setting up episode 4. We get a look at Highgarden. Jaime walks in with Bronn, Randall Tarly, and Dickon Tarly. They take it over. We see Jaime have that conversation with Lady Olenna. Anything you pull from that?
It's just good to see fucking Bronn in an episode.
I know. Hopefully we get a lot of them next episode.
Yeah.
One thing about Lady Olenna is that they had a good scene. She drank the wine, and then she told him that she was responsible for killing Joffrey.
Yeah.
Didn't mention Littlefinger at all.
No.
He must be so thankful. I personally thought that would be the detriment to his character. I thought she would have said that, and then I thought Cersei would have done all this shit to try and get Littlefinger, and I thought it would become this whole thing.
Yeah, because who did the, like, they just thought that the Starks did that?
I think they blamed Sansa, and now they're going to figure out that it wasn't Sansa. It wasn't Tyrion. It was... What's his face? Or what's her face? Olenna.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's right. Because I thought it was Tyrion and, like, just trying to escape.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what Cersei's reaction is to that.
Do you think he holds that close to his chest, though? Right?
He may. That would be really interesting. Yeah, it'll be weird going forward because then the war's coming up too.
I feel like Jaime is going on this pilgrimage for Cersei. And every person he meets like this is like a wearing at his loyalty towards her.
I think you nailed it, yeah.
So he's getting ground down every time he has to meet with her enemies because he realizes how shitty she is.
That he's the bad guy.
Yeah, he's fighting for the wrong team. Even though he's an awful dude since like the very beginning, he's come around, and that shit with Brienne changed him, and it's just like he's gonna get worn down every battle he has to fight for her. Even though it might be a complete victory like this one, it almost seemed like they killed 15 guys to take Highgarden, and they're literally loading up wagons full of gold. It's just like, it's wearing on him. And he, like, you can see it. He didn't want to, like, kiss her. And he's just like, he's had enough with her. He's like, she's almost annoying him now.
That's true. That was another sign. He didn't really want to do anything with her.
No, he was hesitant. And then he's like, we can't be seen like this. And she's like, throwing caution to the wind, saying I'm fucking queen shit. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, and the whole Iron Bank thing was crazy because they finally showed up.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because she has to get this gold for the Iron Bank. She promises them that they'll pay it in full.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a battle at Highgarden. So what happens when she doesn't, or if she doesn't pay back her debt?
I'll make a small pocket prediction. Those wagons get burnt, and the gold's still there, but it gets melted.
See, yeah, I think the whole thing's
so
gonna
there,
fall
but
to
they're
shit.
like, you're gonna pay us in fucking melted gold.
I think Daenerys is gonna burn everything. I think Greyworm's gonna die. She's gonna freak the fuck out. She's gonna field the fire everybody, burn them all up. I think at the end of the show, to drop the mic, I think the Iron Bank is gonna be mad that Cersei hasn't paid back her debts, and they're gonna go to the Faceless Men, and Jack and Hagar is gonna be tasked with killing Cersei or something like that. I don't know. It seems like fan fiction-y, but I think it would be cool to bring in the Faceless Man and like draw a connection between the Iron Bank and the Faceless people.
Yeah, that would be an interesting dynamic.
We got to look at Casterly Rock, and I found it interesting. This is the first time the show, Tyrion was talking about like what they would do, and they're actually showing it.
Mm-hmm.
First time the show's ever done that. They show something that hasn't happened. It's like almost imagine it happening.
Well, no, I was talking about this, and it seems like we're gonna get a few more of those. It's like a fast track battle. They did it in Marco Polo too. It was like they talked over a battle scene. So he made it seem a lot bigger than it was. Because literally, they put up ladders and they fought some people inside the castle. It wasn't this big, huge, grandiose thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they saved the money on a big battle scene.
The way I look at it...
Like, we got a battle scene and didn't feel gypped, though.
and they just jumped kind of over it, kind of.
Yeah.
But it was like, to me, it was like they showed them climbing the ladders and stuff to show what not to do or what would have happened. But he's like, thankfully, I know I made an underground passageway for myself.
Oh, you're thinking like that was like a theoretical?
Like that was like a theoretical, and then that was how they actually did it, was they went under, they let the people in, and then they kicked ass. I probably will be wrong, but that's how I read it. And then, yeah, so they took it over relatively fast. They were shocked because there weren't that many men there.
Yeah.
Greyworm discovers that the majority of the men are actually going to Highgarden.
Mm-hmm.
And their fleet's fucked because Euron's coming in.
Yeah.
So, as Jaime said to Lady Olenna, they have no choice other than to go on foot. And that's going to be where they come in from the north.
Yeah, they have no supplies.
It's forced their hand to go into the north, or go south, back to Dragonstone or to Highgarden.
Yeah.
And that's where the fight's going to happen. We've seen it in the trailers. The Unsullied are going to be short food, short water, short everything.
And on the lam, because they're running for their lives at this point.
And they're going to be in rough shape. Daenerys is in like a rough position because she realizes she has to try and use her dragon to try and get somewhat of an upper hand. So next episode's going to be pretty crazy. I'm really excited.
One of those dragons getting hurt or killed, man.
Be interesting to see if they use that bow and a crossbow and it actually works.
They wouldn't put that much. I don't think it's getting killed in an instant. It's a chest shot. It's a maiming, or chest shot and down. We get an emotional death with one of these dragons.
Really interesting. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I feel like they have to use the weapon that they introduced.
100%. That's why I'm leaning more to maiming, but who the fuck knows, man?
I just feel like that's such a big thing. I'm not sure. I honestly couldn't predict.
It has to be psychologically damaging.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't seen the other two dragons at all, except for in the background.
Yeah, we need to start seeing them more, but that's all I have to say. Is there anything else you got to say?
Oh, I could talk for hours, but no, we got to cut it off here.
All right, everybody, we're going to be coming out with a lot more videos on Game of Thrones Episode 3, as well as some prediction videos for Episode 4, which I think is going to be a pretty kick-ass episode.
Yeah.
This is the kind of episode you want to watch just before Episode 4, because it's like Part 1, Part 2.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really cool. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Did you guys get that? I was trying to be Bran. I don't think it worked out. See you guys.